Hello student, we have come again, this time with new topic, and that topic is Introduction to Python Standard Library Modules. Here we will learn Python module that is a collection of various objects which can be used in other programs in Python programs. Okay, so in this topic we are going to learn what are Python modules and how can we use these Python modules in our programs. Previously, before this topic, we have learned data types, numeric types, different types of numeric types, Boolean types, complex data types. Okay, mutable, what are mutable and non-mutable data types. Okay, next we have learned different types of typecasting expressions and so many things we have learned in the previous topic. This time we are going to learn Introduction to Python Standard Library Modules. Okay, let's see what is this. First, understand what is this topic means. In this topic we are going to learn Python module. A Python module is a file which contains some variables and constants, some functions, objects, etc. Actually, Python module is just a program which is given a name, and that is known as Python module. And as a Python program contains constants, variables, functions, objects, in the similar way this Python module also contains these things. Okay, so which can be used in other Python program. In order to use a module, you need to first import the module. The major thing is, the most important thing is that if you want to use a module, you need to import that module in a program. Then you can use the module functions, variables, constants and other objects in your program. We have already used some of these modules in our previous programs. Say for example, import math. Math is a module which we have already imported in our previous Python programs, where we have calculated a square root of some numbers, and we have used some other functions of math module. Okay, so you can look those things and understand, and those we are going to learn this again and see in detail. We are going to learn these things. See here, working with Python module. Now we are going to learn math module. Python standard library is a collection of many modules for different functionalities. For example, module time offers time related functions. Module string offers string manipulations. In the similar manner, math module works with mathematical functions. Python standard library provides a module named math. Okay, it is also having a module named math for math related functions that work with all number types except for the complex numbers. In math module, there is no functions for complex numbers, working with complex numbers. So this math module contains functions related to mathematical calculations for all other number types. Now, in order to work with functions of math module, first, what is the first thing? First and most importantly, we have to import it in our program by giving statements as at the top of the line of the Python script. Okay, before using any function of math module or any module which is available with Python language, first and foremost things generally in the top line of Python program, we have to write like this: import math statement. This statement we have to write, import math. Then the program which we have written this command, the program is now able to use math module functions. Then you can use math library functions. And how we can use? Just we have to write this technique, this system. We have to use math, then dot, then function name, math, then dot, then function name we have to give like this. Okay, we are going to show you examples also. So some of the common functions, math functions, are these things. So many. See, first you see the example here, that math.cel. Okay, 1.03, it will give you 2.0. Square root, if you want to compute square root, then you have to write math.square root 81.0, it will give you 9.0. okay, like this, so many functions we can use. One by one we are going to show you all the functions of this math module. Now it is having a cel function. Cel functions will give you the smallest integer number less than the number. See here example, cel 1.03 gives 2.0. okay, it is it rounded off the numbers and it will give you the integer number which is equal to the given number or the greater number. Okay, smallest number. Now square root of num, square root, you know, square root, it will calculate square root of the number. Exp, exponent function, it will give you natural logarithm e raised to the argument power. Say for example, here we have given math.exp 2.0, it will give you value of e square, it will give you value of e to the power 2. Similarly, fabs function is there, it returns absolute value. Okay, then floor function is there, it returns the largest integer not greater than. It is just like cel function. Cel function it will give you the smallest number, but floor function will give you the largest number not greater than that number. Okay, log function is there, you can give base number here. Log 10 function is there, power function, sine, cos, tan, degrees, radians, and these two are pi and e are the constant. These are the constants, these are not the function, these are the constant. It is having some value, and that those value is like that. For pi it is 3.14159 like this number, and for e it is 2.71828 like this number. Okay, just how we can use this constants, math.pi or math.e we have to give in our program. Okay, using random module. Random module is very popular in writing programs for game type programs, okay, where random numbers is required to be generated. Say for example, dice, okay, where in each edge it is written from 1 to 6. okay, dice, you know, we played Ludo with the help of dice. Okay, and it is having 1 to 6. Okay, so when we throw a dice, which number will come? Okay, we do not imagine which number will come. Okay, it may sometimes it may come 2, it may 3, it may 5, it may 6, it may 1, like this. Okay, so here while throwing dice you are getting random numbers. Okay, for that purpose, if you want those type of programs to be developed in Python language, then there is a random module. See how can we use this random module. Python has a module namely random that provides random number generators. It will generate random numbers. What is random number? A random number is a simple word, a number generated by chance or randomly. Okay, just you throw the dice and which number will come, it is your chance. If 6s will come, it is your chance. Okay, just so it is known as a number generated by chance, that is random. To use random number generator in your Python program, you need to first import module random module. You have to import using import command. Okay, using this command import random. Okay, before using any of the module or any of the function of this random module. Or you can use from import command. From import command can also be used. See example here. Okay, you can see here that import random you can give. Okay, it will import all the functions, all the modules, all the things which are available in random module in your program. And if you want to import some of the functions, some of the module, not all the modules, then you can use this function from import, like this, from random import random function, random int function, random range function. Only 3 functions we have imported using this from random function, from random command. Okay, so any of the command you can use. One more benefit is that if you are using from to import functions, then you need not to put the module name before using any of the function. Suppose in the previous example we have seen that any of the function we are using, it is preceded with math dot like this. You can see here it will preceded like this. Okay, see, math dot. Okay, every time we have given here math dot ceil, math dot square root, math dot exp. Okay, it is necessary if you have imported the module using import command. But if you have imported the module, any module using from command, then you need not to precede any function of that module with that module name. Okay, so you can directly use this random function. Just you type random and then you can use. See example here, some common random generator functions. Okay, we are going we have given you shown you here some functions which return some different types of values. Some different functions are available in random module. First function is random function. It returns random floating point number in the range 0 to 1. Okay, what is the range? Only 0 to 1. Within this range it will give you a floating point number. Okay, this function always return less than 1. It will always return less than, it never returns you 1 complete one value, but less than 1. For example, you can see print random we have given here. It gives like this number, and when you execute your function, random function, it will give you another number. Okay, 0.0223531 like this number will be given. Any number between the range 0 to 1. Okay, see, this is the number which comes between the range 0 and 1. So floating point number. Next is random int ab. Suppose we want integer numbers only, okay, not the floating number. Then there is another function, that is rand int function, and 2 values it requires. It returns a random integer number in the range a to b. Okay, we have to give a range from which range we need a random number. For both range limits are inclusive. Okay, it will give you inclusive of both the numbers. Means, suppose example you have given here. Okay, this is the example, print rand int 15,35. Then it will give you any number from 15 to 35, including the number 15 or 35. It may give you 15 also, or it may give you 35 also, or it may give you in between any number, but the number must be integer number, should be the integer number. It will give you say for example it has given 16, any number between 15 to 35, including 15 and 35. Okay, so this function is very much helpful for dice programming. Okay, dice related programming. Now range, rand range. Here you have given start, stop and step function. Start, stop and step function. 3 values it requires. It returns random number from the range start to stop. Okay, same as rand int with step value. It is having a third variable, that is step value you can give. Say for example you have given random range 45, only one. Both 2 values are optional. Stop and step are optional. Start you can give. Okay, 45 you have given, so this is 13. It is given any number between 0 to 45. It will count from 0 to 45. Now this 45 is treated as a stop value, from 0 to stop value. So and this is the function. You can use any of the forms. So many forms are there. So again we have come, see, many uses of random range function. See, here we have used only one of the method, that is stop value we have given. This function, random range function, can be used many forms, in many forms. See how many forms are there. First form is random range stop. Random range stop. any stop value, only one value you have to give, the stop value. The previous example we have seen, that is the example of this type of this variation of random range function. To generate a number in the range 0 to stop value, then this rand range stop function can be used. For example, print random range 45 will generate a random number from 0 to 45. Okay, now next is random range start stop. Two values you can give to generate a random number in a range from start to stop. Then you can use, for example, random range 11, 45 you have given here. 11, 45. It will generate random number from 11 to 45, including 11 and 45. Okay. Now next is random range start stop step 3 with 3 values you have provided. When you provide 3 values to generate a random number, the third type of random range function can be used, third variation, start stop and step 3 values we have provided here to generate a random number in the range start to stop. But here the difference between two such generated numbers will be a multiple of step value, we are going to see example here. See, for example, print random range 11, 45, 4. We have provided here that generate a random number starting from 11 up to 45. 45, this is the range, and in a step of 4 steps. Okay, step of 4. Okay, it means that it will generate a random number in the range 11 to 45 with a step value 4. Okay, that means the possible random number that may be generated will be one of the values. Okay, one of the values, what? From 11, it may be 11, 15, 19, 23, 27, 31. There is a gap, okay, of 4 gap, means 11 plus 4 will be 15, 15 plus 4 19, 19 plus 4 23, like this. Okay, among these random numbers it will give you any one number among these numbers, 11 to 43. Okay, less than 45. Okay, among these numbers, from these numbers, one number it will give you, only one number will give you between this range. This is the random range function. Okay, now next module we are going to learn, that is the statistics module. So this statistics module is containing statistics related functions. Statistics means statistics deals with a range of numbers where more than one number is there, and we have to find some average, some mean, median, mode like type data functions, okay, or calculation is to be done. Then this statistics module is to be used. So before using this statistic module, we have to import this statistics module. Just we have to write import statistics, okay, or we can write here from statistics import mean, median, mode, functions name we can give. Okay, see, here we have given you 3 functions which are common in a statistics module with descriptions and examples. You can see here. Okay, see, first function is mean, and we have to give a sequence of numbers. A sequence of numbers may be list, tuple, dictionary, sets we can give here, or numbers separated by comma we can give here. It returns the average value of the set or sequence of values passed. Whatever values we will pass, it will give the average value, means it will sum all the numbers and divide the total numbers. So for example, here sequence is given in a list form, and when we have given print mean sequence, it will give value 8.25. Similarly, median function is there. It returns the middle value of the set or sequence of the values passed, middle value. Okay, same sequence we have taken print median sequence, then you can see so many values are there, and between 6 will come in between. Okay, between value is 6 is coming here in between. Okay, so it will give you mean. Next is mode function. It returns the most often repeated value of the set or sequence of values passed. Repeated value, most repeated values it will give you. See here, it is giving you 5. The value it is giving 5 because 5 is repeated so many times. Here 5 times it is repeated, so 5 is given. Okay, this is the statistics module from where we can compute mean, median or mode. Now we are going to learn debugging. Debugging is a process where we have to remove bugs, means errors, from our program, Python program. It may happen that when we have written any program in Python language, errors may occur, or while running or executing the program, errors may disrupt the program and from execution is not done and it shows errors. First we have to rectify those errors, then only the program will be executing or running, and this is known as debugging. This process is known as debugging. Now see, debugging means to remove bugs from our program. So removing bugs means errors in our program is known as debugging. This process is known as debugging. An error causing disruption in program running or in producing right output is program bug. Debugging involves rectifying the code so that the reason behind the bug get resolved and thus bug is also removed. Okay, error is also removed. Hence, debugging refers to the process of locating the place of error, cause of error, and correcting the code accordingly. So debugging, first we have to check the program that what is where the errors has occurred, and also what is the cause of errors. Then understanding these two things, we have to correct the bug. This process is debugging. So there are so many types of errors in our program, occurs in our program. While writing the program, it will show you red lines, underlines. Those are the errors, some errors which can be recognized by Python editor. Okay, some errors won't be recognized, and when you execute the program, then it will show you errors one by one, and it will make you annoying. Okay, sometimes even all the errors is removed when you execute the program already executed, started executions, and then it will show you some errors. This type of, also there is error, that is runtime error also called, and some errors may not be even shown by Python language, Python editor, but the output of the program will not be correct, and then this type of errors is very much harder to locate and rectify, and those errors are called logical errors. Okay, see, one by one we are going to see. First, understand error means bug. Okay, and it is anything that code that prevents a program from compiling and running correctly. Okay, so bug is what? Anything in the code that prevents program from compiling and running. First, to understand what do you mean by compiling. It means that when you have completed writing the program in an editor, then you will execute the program. Okay, during execution it will check the program line by line, and it will find that any syntax rules or any other type of rules is followed or not. If there is some errors, it will show you those errors. This is known as compiling. Compiling is done by computer, and it will check the program logic, program syntaxes. If program is written in proper order or not, in a proper grammatical form or syntax is used or not. This is known as compiling. Compiling also makes the program able to execute. When there is no error, compiler is the program or the software which helps to execute the program, okay, by the operating system. So during compilation or during running of the program, okay, this error disrupts, and we have to check it. So broadly there are three types of errors. First is compile time error, then runtime error, and logical error. Compile time error means it will show you while typing the program, while at first time, initial time, when you execute the program, it will show you some errors. Okay, red underline errors it will show you. Those are compile time errors. Okay, and runtime errors are that when program has no syntax errors or semantic errors, so means compile time errors are not available, then the program get executed. Then those time when program get executed, that time it will show you some error, that is runtime error. And even when runtime errors are rectified, okay, corrected, then program will run, execute, and no errors will be shown, but the output of the program is not desirable, it's not correct. Then those type of errors is known as logical errors. Okay, so see here, first we are going to learn compile time error. Errors that occur during compile time are compile time errors. When a program compiles, its source code is checked for whether it follows the programming language rules or not. Rules, it will check all the rules. Okay, it is having all the rules, following all the rules or not during compilation to check. And if it is not as per the rule of the programming language, then it will show you errors. And there are two types of errors under compile time error which shows you during compilation. First is syntax error, next is semantic error. Syntax error, let's see what is syntax error. Syntax error occurs when rules of programming language are misused. It means that syntax of the program is not used, rules of the program or grammar of the program or the process of the program writing is not followed, then this type of error will be shown. Okay, for example, you can see here we have written here x less than and then minus y we have given. Okay, and then multiply z we have given. So two operators we have used at the same time. This is error. This doesn't need in Python programming language. Another example of error is like that if x equals to x into y we have given, and we have used if statement and no colon is needed. A colon we have forgotten to give here. This is a syntax error. This is a syntax error of the programming language. Okay, in Python, if a command is used, then colon is needed at the end of if statement. Okay, so understand what is syntax. Syntax refers to formal rules governing the construction of valid statement in a language. Means when we follow the rules of the programming language, then the statements will become valid. Statements will become valid and it will show you no error and it will get executed. So understood, syntax errors are those errors where syntaxes or rules of the programming is not used. Okay, so next is semantic error. Semantic error is somehow different. These errors occurs when statements are not meaningful. Okay, some meaning should be there in the program. Okay, say for example in English language, you can understand that what is semantic error here in Python programming language. We are going to understand from English language. In English, okay, when we write Sita plays guitar, okay, it is correct sentence here. Subject is there, okay, verb is there, and object is there. Okay. So subject, verb, object is written, then statements become valid. Okay, sentence become valid. It's syntactically and semantically correct as it has some meaning, but statement like suppose if we are using rule of English language, guitar plays Sita. Guitar is a subject, okay, play is a verb, and Sita is object. This according to rules of English language, this sentence is correct. This sentence is correct, but the meaning goes wrong. Means guitar plays Sita. Guitar is a machine, guitar is an instrument, and Sita is a human. Guitar, an instrument cannot play human. Human can play instrument. So meaning is wrong here. Meaning is wrong here. This is known as semantic. In a programming language also we can intermixed, okay, exchange some things, then this will become semantic error. Is syntactically correct as the grammar is correct but semantically incorrect. Semantic refers to the set of rules which give the meaning of a statement. Okay, the rules which gives meaning to a statement is known as semantic. Now next is runtime error. Errors that occur during the execution of a program are runtime errors. Suppose compile time errors is rectified, corrected, and when we execute the program get executed successfully. Then while running the program, errors may occur, and those errors are known as runtime errors. Okay, errors that occur during the execution of program are runtime errors. These are harder to detect errors. These are somehow harder because program, there is no syntax error, there is no semantic error, and even the compiler or an interpreter of the language does not detect any error, and during runtime errors occur. Then this will become harder to detect. Some runtime errors stop execution of program, which is called program crashed or abnormally terminated. Crash of the program is said. This is because there is a runtime error. Okay, program crashes because there is runtime. Program get executed, but something happen and programs get stopped automatically. That is known as crash of the program. This is not desirable. We don't want these things to happen. Okay, so it should be rectified. Python usually takes care of such errors by terminating the program. Program will be terminated, crashed, but a program that crashes whenever it detects an error condition is not desirable. It is not desirable. Therefore, a program should be robust so as to recover and continue following an error. Okay, so this error is to be rectified. If errors cannot be rectified, then it will move or skip those errors, and then this program will become robust program. Okay, that errors occurred, but program does not get crashed, does not get stopped. Even it skips the error and continued from the next statements. Okay, following this statement. This is known as robust program, and by removing runtime error, a program becomes robust program. Now, next we are going to learn exceptions. See, exceptions and errors are almost similar things, but some difference is there. And what are those differences? We are going to understand here. Listen carefully. Errors and exceptions are similar but different terms. Errors represents any bug, any error, any code which disrupts the execution of the program is known as error. Bug in the code that disrupts running of a program or causes improper output. If output is not desired output is not obtained, if the output is not correct, then this happens due to errors. Okay. Now exception, understand. Exceptions refers to any irregular situation occurring during execution, during runtime. Program is executed, there is no syntax error, there is no even no runtime errors. The program is executing, okay, program is running successfully. Then what happens? Some irregular situation occurs and program disrupts, or program stopped working, or program gives no response. Okay, it hangs. Okay, this may happen, and on that type of situation we have no control on. Say for example, you can see here, you can think example like this. You have inserted a pen drive in your computer. Okay, inserted pen drive in your computer. Pen drive has some files, and you have opened your file on computer, and during editing or during displaying or seeing the contents of your file which is available in pen drive, accidentally pen drive doesn't working. Okay, it stops working, and file you have edited all those things, you won't be able to save those files. This situation may happen. Okay, it may happen if pen drive is loose, okay, and it get disturbed, or it moved from one place to another place. It may happen, and this is a situation, irregular situation, which we have no control on. It happened accidentally. This type of situation is known as exceptions. Errors in a program can be fixed, means errors can be corrected by making correction in the code. Okay, fixing exceptions, fixing means correcting exceptions, is not that simple. It's not that simple. It requires some different types of techniques, different type of programmings. Okay, so understand again what is exception. Exception in a program is a situation that occurs during runtime and you have no control on it. For example, you write a code that opens a data file and displays its contents on a screen. But when you run this program, the file that you are opening does not exist on disk. It may happen that you have written a program to open a file, particular file, but when you execute the program, the file may not be present, may not be created, may not be available, or may be deleted. Then this situation is irregular situation and it is having no control on the program. Okay, no control of it. Okay, suppose remotely you are opening some file. Okay, then this situation is known as, this is the example of exception. This is known as an exception. This will cause due to an exception. See, there are so many exceptions in our program in Python language, which are built in, which are already recognized, which are already given some name, and those exceptions are like this: EOF error, input output error, name error, index error, import error, type error, value error, zero division error, overflow error, key error. These are the exceptions which need to be handled properly. Okay, and what are the description, what are the uses of these expression? You see, EOF error raised one of the built-in function hits an end of file condition. Suppose we are going to read a file using some program code, and one by one line at a time we are going to read, and the contents in the file goes ends. Okay, completed reading of all the lines of the file. Then this will become end of file, and again we want to read some lines, even completing reading of all the lines. Then this exception, it will happen exception, and this exception is known as EOF error. Okay, and it happens during input function. It happens in input function. IO error, input output error, input output operation fails, then input output exceptions occurs. Okay, and this generally it happens when print statement is given. Name error raised when an identifier name is not found. Index error raised when a sequence, a subscript, or index out of range. Okay, range is not properly given. Then this is known as index error. Then import error raised when an import statement fails to find the module definition, or when a form import fails to find a name that is to be imported. Type error raised when an operation or function is applied to an object of inappropriate type. If you try to compute a square root of a string, then it is known as type error, and type of the data type is a string type, and a string type is not a number, and how a square root can be calculated. That's why it becomes type error. Then value error raised when an built-in operation or function receives an argument with an inappropriate value. For example, int z10 will raise value error because we are going to convert a string type value to integer type. This is value error. Zero division error. Okay, some division is going to be happen in processing to be happen, and divisor becomes zero. Then this is zero division error. because any number divided by 0 becomes infinite number, and in computer infinite number cannot be handled. Next, overflow error raised when a result of an intermediate operation is too large to which can't be handled with the memory available with that computer. Then key error raised when a mapping dictionary key is not found in the set of existing keys, then it will become key error. So many exceptions it is having. So we have learned here errors and exceptions, and what is debugging. Debugging help us to remove these errors and exceptions. It is the process. Now this topic is completed. We have learned so many things today. Okay, first we have learned library modules. Okay, how to import library modules, statistics module, math module we have learned, random module we have learned, and then we have learned debugging. Within debugging, different types of errors we come to know, and then exception, what is exception we have known, and a list of exceptions, built-in exceptions which are already recognized by Python language is given, and we have understand all those exceptions. Now this exercise we are going to give you, do it yourself and check your progress that you have understood it well or not. Thank you. See you again.